Well, as most of you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and while it is great to raise awareness, what we really need to be doing is separating the fact from the fiction when it comes to this disease. And here to help us do that is the health director of Family Circle magazine, Lynya Floyd. Good to have you back with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Important topic, and I've been through this with my mom, with my stepmom, my sister-in-law is a breast cancer survivor. So this is a very important topic to me, and you're going to quiz me to see what I know.
I am. We pulled some of the big headlines that have come out in newspaper stories, and we got experts to cut to the chase and say, here's what you need to know, fact versus fiction.
All right, so let's get our facts straight. Here we go. First question.
All right, first question. Mammograms are not reducing cancer deaths. True or false?
I think that has to be false. I think the detection rates have to be up.
So it's absolutely false. The problem is that mammograms, unfortunately, have not been so great at detecting some of the more serious cancers. But that doesn't, what we want to get through to women is that doesn't mean don't get a mammogram. What it does mean is you need to talk to your doctor and see how frequently should you get a mammogram. And that depends on your different risk factors. So definitely, if you haven't scheduled it, talk to your doctor and schedule that.
And your risk factors have to do with lifestyle, with family history.
Absolutely. Age, absolutely. All of those things.
Fantastic. All right, question number two.
Number two, lumpectomy beats mastectomies for survival. True or false?
Wow. I've had both of these in my family. I'm going to say true.
Absolutely. Very good.
Okay.
Yes, it is true. And this is a really concrete study because they looked at over 100,000 different women who had early stage breast cancer. And what they found is that these women did the women who had lumpectomies did just as well or sometimes better than women who had mastectomies. So the bottom line here is don't assume that the more aggressive or the more extensive surgery is necessarily the one for you. Again, have a conversation with your doctor.
Have it again. That sounds like that's going to be the through line in these. Talk to your doctor. Okay, two for two. Here we go.
All right. Thousands of women die from breast cancer caused by drinking. True or false?
I've heard drinking contributes to it. I'm going to say true.
So this was kind of a trick question.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So the answer is it's actually kind of tricky. What experts want to get through is don't think that if you got breast cancer and that you had a glass of wine after dinner, every other night or something like that, that it's your fault. That's your fault that you got breast cancer. They don't want that message to get through.
Okay.
However, the reality is that yes, they've traced about 15% of breast cancer deaths to alcohol consumption. So bottom line, moderation. Okay, if you have a lot of alcohol, that obviously increases your risk. But if you're one of those people who has maybe one or less than one glass a night, you are a little better off.
Okay, so it's a lot. It's drinking a lot, not just casually. Okay.
Yes.
All right, good to know.
All right.
Question four.
Studies raise concerns about a faster radiation therapy for breast cancer. True or false?
I will say faster is not always better, so I will say true.
You are really good at this.
I'm trying. This is an important topic.
Good. It is. So this technique is called accelerated partial breast irradiation, and it's obviously attractive because it cuts down on the amount of time that you have to go in for radiation down to 1 week, and it's very targeted. It doesn't mean, just because there are additional risks, that doesn't mean that it's not right for you.
Okay.
It just means that you need to be aware of the fact that there are additional risks, and what they found is that you're twice as likely to experience some complications from that procedure. But it still may be the right one for you. So
and what we should do is
talk to our doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so accelerated radiation, talk to your doctor. Okay.
Yes.
Hadn't even heard of that treatment, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there's new ones coming out all the time. So again, you got to talk to your doctor, see what's out there, stay on top of the headlines.
Do you have any more for me?
Last one.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
True or false? Diabetes raises your risk of breast cancer.
Wow. I'm going to say it's true because diabetes, it wrecks the body. It's a very tough disease.
Absolutely correct. And what experts found is that type 2 diabetes increases your risk by about 22%. But the good news here is, yes, we know that diet and exercise changes can reverse diabetes. So what we think is that if you can reverse the diabetes, you can reverse your risk of breast cancer. So.
And does diet and exercise also help with your breast cancer risk if you're a more active and fit person?
Absolutely. There's never any downside to exercise.
Yeah.
Healthy exercise.
You've never heard a doctor say, try to get a little less exercise, have you?
No.
All right. Lynya, thank you so much. Really important topic and good to help us separate the fact from the fiction.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
You can get more information on the truth about breast cancer in Family Circle magazine.